Welcome to the morning daily brief. And let's just get right into today and begin with the Wix. Again, Wix is still on the lower end. This is good. We're coming down from all that whole Iran situation. So it's a little bit more comfortable in the markets now. All right. Just looking at the VT here, the Vanguard. Again, just that pullback's happening overnight. Same thing here. That pullback happened. It's just basing, which is what we've been expecting for the past 2 3 days already, where we're just expecting the pullbacks and the bases. Again, pullback. This one pulled back all the way to the EMAs and then went up on the RSP, which is pretty good. Qs, same thing. Everything's just kind of stalling. Not much really happening. Just kind of a base here, a high base on the diamonds as well. And then let me go into the actual sectors here. And utilities really picked up yesterday. Yesterday's candle has been quite strong, 50 SMAs tilting up still. So again, overall, this it just kind of came to the low end of this. In a way, it's just a consolidation going on. This whole area is just a big consolidation, a bounce from the bottom, sells from the top, that kind of vibe. Overall, still an uptrend. Oh, what a run yesterday. And then consumer staples as well. It ran yesterday. 13 EMA starting to tilt up, and then 50 is still tilting down. So this is still more so on the upside of a supply. Like this is just ranging here, and now we're back into the highs of the range, close to the 50 SMA. Again, it could spike up, it could just start selling off from here. Anything can happen, but still, this is still a downtrend overall. And then real estate has been pulling back to the 13 EMA, and then yesterday's candle is quite nice to the confirmation for the upside. 50 SMA is tilting up, 13 EMA tilting up. That's really nice. Communication services is just hanging in here. The 50 SMA is flat, so this is more like hanging in here. And then overall, this is a really big base going on communication services. So this sell off from here isn't far fetched or unrealistic. Again, yet to see how it responds with the 13 EMA. And then looking at industrials here, again, this is quite the just high and tight base. Again, this is um, trailing with the 13 EMA, 50 SMA is kind of sideways, but overall, this is like a trickling up. It's a higher up. It's not a big move like this in one direction, but it's like kind of, you see how it's just higher, going higher. It's dragging higher. So industrials is more on the stronger side, just a little dragging higher. And I would say it's relatively stronger than the other ones because it's not really responding too much. And then technology. It needs a pullback. It is quite stretched. Either it pulls back towards the 13 EMA or price and 13 EMA kind of meet. So it kind of high bases or stalls around here. And then the 50 SMA is sloping up. So again, this trend is up. The entire market is quite bullish right now. And then coming to materials, see, so look at this, compare this with industrials. Industrials looks a little bit more stronger than materials here. And so that's what's going on here with materials. 50 SMA is sloping down, in fact. And so this trend might be, it won't be unrealistic right now to kind of say this might go even lower instead of higher. Looking at energy, just slowly pushing higher. 50 SMA still sloping up. And then now we have the 13 EMA starting to slope sideways. So this just looks like a pullback to me. And then we could potentially see higher prices. Again, this whole region is going to be a little bit iffy to see how price responds and reacts in this area. Financials, 50 SMA moving down, sloping down. So this is still just a weaker sector here. So just something to watch still. And then yesterday's close on healthcare was actually, it did push lower and then it closed back up here. Again, 50 SMA is sloping down, 13 EMA is now sloping down. Price is also below the 13 EMA. So it's getting quite clear that this is definitely quite a bearish one. Financial is also looking a little bearish, but it's not as good looking or as clean as relatively weak looking as healthcare. Same story with consumer discretionary here. Prices just fell yesterday. This is more like a pullback. 50 SMA is flat, 13 EMA is sloping up. So it this does need a little bit more time to just kind of see what it's going to do. All right, that's about it for the equities market here. And let's just go into the baskets and see what cryptos and the forex currencies are doing. Oh wow, look at that sell off yesterday. I've been calling this and I've been saying, hey, we can definitely see 50 SMA sloping lower, prices coming back up here into this supply area. We can definitely see a sell off. That's exactly what happened. And now price is below the 13 EMA as well. So can we see further downside? That is a potential. And Aussie continues to high base and stall in these areas. The 13 EMA is catching up. Anytime price comes anywhere near this 13 EMA, it's being bought. So I still do like Aussie to the upside. Aussie longs are still really good here. It's just a matter of when it's going to break and how much it's going to break. That's the question here. And if not, then it's probably we'll see that. If it does not break higher, then we'll see that with the 13 EMA. It will give us a confirmation below this, and then we can see more downside potentially. CAD was strong yesterday. It pushed higher, 50 SMA moving up, 13 EMA sloping up. Still looks really strong here. CAD could have another update today potentially. Coming to Bitcoin here. Bitcoin's kind of just stalling up here at these highs. It's not really doing much. Again, this is more of a supply area here. So it remains to be seen like how is price going to react here. And potentially maybe 13 EMA catches up. Overall, the trend is still up, 50 sloping up, 13 EMA sloping up. It remains to be seen how price is responding. At the moment, it is looking a little bit bearish. But then again, as long as price is above this 13 EMA, we can continue to see higher prices. Yeah. And then yen definitely had a pullback yesterday, as we were alluding to this. And so yesterday I did talk about how yen can have a pullback all the way up here, and which it actually did. And now it's kind of pulled back. So I'm thinking this could be a potential short opportunity, at least to these levels down here in the shorter term. And then we got dollar here. I'm not very interested in dollar at the moment just because of how the moving averages are priced in and structured. So 50 SMA is still sloping up, 13 EMA is sloping sideways. So overall, this trend is still bullish. This is something to be buying rather than selling. And so it remains to be seen which way it wants to go. But right here, right now, if I had to bet anything on something, I would say this is more of a bullish pairing at the moment. Franc, I just don't like the franc at all. I don't even want to bother with this. It is sloping down, 50 SMA sloping down, 13 EMA sloping down. So overall, the direction of the trend is short. So anytime, but there's so many spikes. So anytime if price comes up here, maybe just sell it. Try and see, pick your points to get into a short position. And euro finally has come to the 50 SMA here. This looks like a pretty neat confirmation candle for a pullback. This could be potentially going long. The only thing that I would like to see more of is the 50 SMA maybe starting to slope higher. That would be a little bit of a more better confirmation. But this can be used as an aggressive or early entry to just kind of get in here. Pound, again, see, this is looking a little bit better. It shoots up every time it wicks. So pound's been wicking a lot. So you definitely gotta be, if you're trading this, you gotta be getting out at these kind of highs instead of letting the price wick back down, because that's a very difficult trade. 50 SMA is kind of sloping up. 13 EMA is also sloping sideways to up. Overall, the trend is up, higher high, higher low, higher high, higher low. So we could potentially see at least price coming back to these other highs again. And yeah, that's about it for today's daily brief. And I will catch you on the next whatever update that's going on. Link in the description to join the trading desk. Come on in. It is absolutely amazing. It is a professional environment for you to advance your trading and get to the levels that you want to. All right. See ya.